Back like I never left. Okay, so I don't think a lot of people have missed this. It's been all over Instagram, all over TikTok, on your For You page or whatever, you know? Like, this is like, I've been talking about this in previous videos, and I mentioned that as soon as something is trending, you know, as soon as somebody or something like a topic is trending, everybody and their goddamn mama and dog is gonna jump on board. Literally, every time. And people they just do the most out of it, you know? Everybody talk about it, everybody wanna dissect it, and it's nice to see a lot of point of views, of course. Like, you will learn something new from everybody, most of the times. But it gets a little bit too, como se, like you nagging this thing out a little bit too much. Do you understand? So this is some of the topics that I have been seeing trending a lot on my For You page. And I will not give my whole take on it because it's a lot. So I will basically just comment the commentators more than the actual incident or people. Do you understand? Okay. So number one, Jada and Will Smith. A lot of people have been talking about this for so long now. Everywhere you go is Jada this, Jada that. And now people are painting this woman out to be some kind of narcissist, and Will as somebody that's like, oh, you need to man up and get some balls and leave this woman, she's embarrassing you, and all of this stuff. So the tables have turned from people being more like pro Jada to now being like, nah, this woman is a witch, you know? My whole take on this is that if people have been actually reading some of the stuff that been concerning this couple, you know, the gossips and all of this stuff, we don't know what's true or not. Let me just put that out. We don't know. But I just mean the rumors about like Will Smith being, como se, a down low, you know, like a closet butty boy or whatever you call it, you know, like he basically being your typical Holly weird person, you know, with all of the things that they do over there in Hollywood. And she being his wife, and people knowing their relationship and seeing what he's doing behind the scenes, it's embarrassing her. Do you understand? So imagine yourself, you being a straight person. Imagine if you are a straight couple and your straight husband or straight wife decide to not only cheat on you, but to cheat on you with something else that is not you at all. Like, you can't compete with that. Like, you don't have the organs, the attributes, the anything. Do you understand? The age sometimes. Do you understand? Like, you don't have any of that. And this is what your husband or your significant other is doing behind your back. And all of Hollywood know about this and talking about it. And, you know, like, just imagine yourself how you would feel. So this is basically like not a bitter woman that we are seeing. We are seeing somebody that is hurt. Do you understand? We're seeing somebody that has been probably for many decades trying to keep like the relationship solid, you know, because they know that their relationship is like Jay-Z and Beyonce or Obama and Michelle, you know, like people look up to them, like they are like, you must make it, you must show people that they are successful black relationships, you know, and all of this stuff. So I'm gonna be honest, based on the rumors that I have read and heard about before when it comes to Will Smith specifically and what kind of preference that he has, I don't blame Jada for being as she is. And then you have people that most of these people haven't heard about that, you know, so they just see somebody that is reminiscing about an actual man that she used to have. Do you understand? I don't know, it was somebody on TikTok, like a guy, well, he was talking about, it was almost like a poem. He was talking about how Jada was the embodiment of Ma'at, of ISIS. Do you understand? Like, he was reading the poem that Tupac sent her, and he was basically saying that what made this man fall for her? What made Will choose her? You know, it must be like she was so much in her feminine energy and all of it. You know, it was something about her that was different. Do you understand? And it's maybe hard for us to see that Jada now, but at one point in time, like, she was that girl. Do you understand? Just how you heard about Erykah Badu, like, every time Erykah Badu dated somebody, she transformed them, you know? Like, they came to her like thugs or whatever. Not to say that this is something bad like that, do you understand? But they came to her raggedy, you know? And like Andre 3000 and who more was it that she dated? Like, all of them went on to be this more holistic, spiritual, in tune with their, you know, even the lyrics changed. You know, how they were talking to women and all of this stuff. This was Jada, do you understand? You know, like a woman that literally water in, give to the man, like contribute with basic stuff that the man can. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like some people should just spare her. Do you understand? And understand how the media works. Like, the stuff that the media chose to reveal to us now that she has been talking about, it might have been like 5, 10, 15 years ago she was talking about it, but they chose specifically to be like, okay, we're gonna reuse this at this moment because it's gonna look like she's desperate and she's trying to stay relevant, and, you know, like she's reminiscing about the past. And maybe she haven't even said anything about any of this for God knows how long. But you know how the media will spin stuff. And if you don't know, I suggest that you start learning about it. Because one day you might end up, you may be a regular person, but one day you might end up in a situation where people will spin off everything you've done, said, or whatever. So you want to know the tactics. I'm just saying. No, Jada is hurt. Most definitely. She is hurt. Like, you can see almost the disgust in her eyes. Do you understand? Living with somebody that is not attracted to you like that, do you understand, that doesn't long for you like that, like, do you understand? It is like, why even be in a companionship? You know, we can be homies then, like, come on, I don't know. Leave Jada alone, okay? That's all I'm saying. Leave Jada alone. Okay, so this is something new that I have noticed lately. You know, like when you see all of these police brutality videos, you know, especially with the body cameras and stuff like that, you know, when police be harassing, especially black people in the United States. One thing that I have noticed that really grinds my gears is that, you know, like, let's take the black community, for example. Like, when they get pulled over or something like that, and they see that is another fellow black man or black officer that is pulling them over, I feel like most of the time they get very cocky. Like, you hear like the way they're talking to the officer, the way they're behaving is very, like, you know, balls of steels kind of. Do you understand? And then all of a sudden when the white cop comes, then the tone gets down, and, you know, everything changes basically. Do you understand? They don't show the same kind of fear and so-called respect to the black cops, even though they're black themselves. I have seen this. I saw this recently, like just an hour ago. It was 2 YouTubers that was dissecting another video, and I saw how this lady went off. And even before I could see the police officers, I can see his hand. I knew that he was black. And then his hand showed, and I was like, you see? I knew it. And then later on, when she got so-called persecuted or whatever, and the white cop came, then all of a sudden, you know, whoa, you know, And I was like, bro, this doesn't look good. I get it. Like, there are so many people that have so much frustrations when it comes to the police force. And I'm not just talking about United States and what's happening over there. Like, we have stuff over here in Europe as well when it comes to discrimination and just police officers profiling people from ethnic descents and stuff like that. We have maybe not the same level where people are killing and all of that, but I'm just saying, if anybody's like, oh, don't talk about stuff that has nothing to do with you, you don't even know or live here, you have nothing, is an observation from my point of view. And all I'm saying is that I get it, it's a lot of people that are mad angry, and rightfully so, but it's like, you know, you taking out your anger on, you know, and the black officers, and you know that 8 out of 10 times, if not more, these people, they probably go through hell and hot water when it comes to their jobs, you know, like not getting paid the same, facing racism, discrimination within the workforce, police force, and, you know, having to watch and see how their co-workers are misbehaving and getting away with it. Like, it's mentally like draining you. Do you understand? And then you go out and you don't get the same respect and the same anything. Do you understand? It's like, come on, huh? It doesn't look good, because like, imagine when they're gonna recruit police officers, they're gonna feel like, okay, so, you know, people don't seem to respect the black police officers as much as the other ones. Do we want to have that? We need to have authority. We need to have, you know, like when we come in, people know, you know? So I mean, like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. I know it. You want to take out your frustration, and here maybe you're not taking out your frustration directly on that police officer, you know, that he's representing a collective. So you taking out that aggression on a collective. Do you understand? And most of them, they probably understand that. Because at the end of the day, when they go home and take off their uniform, they are regular people and they can face the same stuff, even if they have a badge or in the military or whatever. We have seen that countless times, where it doesn't matter society-wise where you stand. If you have the so-called not right color, you fucked. But I just think like, no, it's hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. That's what I have seen a lot on my For You page. And it gets me like, it grinds my gears. This is like an Australian couple, interracial Australian couple. I think the lady is from Sudan somewhere, and the man is white Australian. Nikki and Jamie or something like that. These people were trending back in the days, like mid 2000s or something like that, you know? People were like, oh, they're so cute, and you know, it was like that era where internet couples was a thing, you know, people were looking up to them, wanted to be like them, and you know, just didn't see reality for what it was. Literally thought that these couples was the epitome of relationships, like this is what everybody wanted, you know? And now, a few years later, with a little bit meat on our bones, we understand that there's no need to be jealous of anything on the internet, to be honest, because most of it is just theatrical. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you can just, do you understand? Don't take anything too serious or anybody too serious. Yeah, but they have been trending a little bit lately. And it's because of the husband, the ex-husband. He's been coming up with that he has been abused, and he has video clips and all of this. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't like when people do this. Like, they just watch something a little bit and then they have so much of an opinion, you know? I feel like if you're gonna have an opinion about something, you need to do your fact check and seen and read and all of it. So that's why I'm not gonna give too much of my 2 senses. Because I haven't watched it so much. I feel like this whole thing is just like, ugh. Do you remember when I was talking about in the other video, I said like celebritism and celebrity culture is dying out. One thing that I forgot to mention is that regular people are taking over that role now. Do you understand? Before, you had like people that actually needed some kind of talent, you know, like either singer, dancer, actor, actress, like they needed to have some kind of substance to them. And then on the side, they did something, you know? Some kind of reality show or whatever, but they already had their fame, their income, their everything, you know? But nowadays, anybody with a camera and outrageous whatever can become the same level, if not higher. Do you understand? And the good with that, I'm gonna say the good with that is that, you know, the so-called hierarchy stuff, it disappears. Do you understand? Because you have a lot of people that are talented, but they don't have the same resources as other people. And with this whole hierarchy stuff just disappearing and making it possible for regular people to achieve the same kind of success and all of it, like anybody else that is so-called talented, It's good, I think. It is. But in the same time, the negative with all of this is that most regular people, they don't have public training. A lot of these celebrities, they do. They know how to speak to the paparazzis, the journalists, the fans, and all of this. They know how to behave. They know what to do and not to do. And if shit hits the fan and they need to so-called escape or whatever, just disappear or something, they have people that will write their apologies for them. They can just, I don't know, buy a plane ticket and disappear in an island somewhere for a few months, a few years until it simmer down. Do you understand? But most regular people that are doing this and get so-called fast internet fame or whatever, they don't always have, you know, the money doesn't always follow in the same speed as the fame, you know? So you will have people that are very famous, have a lot of followers and all of this stuff, but they still have to maintain a regular 9-to-5 job. And imagine how hard that must be, you know, to be well known, but still having to be around that kind of level and surrounding where you just, do you understand? Like you can't focus on your 9-to-5 because now everybody want to talk about your latest video, your latest sketch, your latest whatever, do you understand? And you're just like, bruh, I need to pay rent, you know? So please don't disturb me at my workplace. Anyhow, back to this Nikki and Jamie stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I saw some reactive videos and I really like what you guys dissected it perfectly, you know? So I don't have anything to add. The only thing that I wanna say is that when somebody have an altercation with somebody and they chose to pick up the camera and start filming that person, and exactly at that moment, and they, you know, I don't know if they cut different or whatever, and they chose to be like, okay, I'm gonna put this online. This is what I'm gonna show the public when this person is having a mental outburst and just lashing out. I mean, I love this new generation because people are woke, people are awake, people don't fall for the typical narcissistic baits and, you know, slander and gossip and all of this stuff. Like they understand that they need to fact check stuff because they have seen this multiple times with people, you know. So I like when people were asking questions like, but why can't we see what made this lady start lashing out like this? Like he started to film exactly when he got the so-called aggression towards him. And it's like, most people know that it takes two to tango, you know? You will have some cases where it don't take two to tango. People will just start a conflict, a dispute or whatever without you triggering them in any shape or form. It's just their mental whatever. But most of the time, I would say, is reactive, so-called reactive abuse. He must have done or said something to trigger her into getting to that level with a child in her hand. Do you understand? And the mother, his mother, her mother-in-law was standing there too and all of this stuff. I'm just saying, that was one of the things a lot of people on the internet noticed. The other thing that people noticed was also that she's a black woman that lives in Australia. And from what I have seen and heard, it is a lot of racism over there. Do you understand? It is a lot of racism, and the whole systemic everything that is all over the world is in Australia as well. Do you understand? So he, as a white man, he's still on top of the so-called food chamber or whatever you call it. Do you understand? The little So I'm just thinking, like, how can this black woman, immigrant as well, be able to cause him so much detrimental hell that he loses jobs, he loses finances, he loses this and that, and that. It's like, bro, the whole system is made to uplift you. It's made for you, by you. How can you lose in your own system? And then you're gonna put the blame on a black woman. I'm like, this is a trend lately, you know? Put the blame on the black woman. I don't know. And the other thing, like I said, this was a couple from the mid-2000s or something. So most people know the formula to try to stay relevant, to get clout. And unfortunately, it is to use some groups of people and their emotion and their aggression, and do you understand? You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not even gonna verbalize it. And I'm just like, oh, thank God that people are waking up to this, because I've seen a lot of people, they take this with a grain of salt. Like they don't even react like that. Like everybody's just like, we want to hear her side. Do you understand? We hear what he's saying, and we're not being like dismissive just because she's a woman, or just because she's black, or just because anything like that. Like we're not just taking her side just because of that. We heard your side. We want to hear her side now, because we see already now, listening to your side, that some stuff doesn't really connect. Do you understand? So we just want to hear from her side. And I'm just sitting over here thinking, you know what? You don't want to hear from none of these people, because this might be a publicity stunt. Do you understand? This might be a publicity stunt from both of them together, collaborating on, okay, so what are we gonna do to stay relevant? Okay, so we use your so-called group, your people, to get aggravated, come to your defense, and this will just generate revenue and views. And do you understand? I'm just like, when you guys are sitting at home and watching this, like, just understand that people will do a lot to stay relevant. A lot. Do you understand? It's crazy. Clout is hell of a drug. Israel versus Palestine, the whole conflict. I'm gonna be honest, I spoke about this a little bit in another video, and I have been mentioning past videos a little bit, like some different stuff. So I mean, if you have the brain capacity and common sense, you will basically figure out where I stand, or how I stand in this whole madness. But I'm gonna be honest, watching this, how people are reacting to this war, like it is war. People are dying. They are acting like this is like Manchester's versus Arsenal kind of soccer game going on. I'm team this, I'm team that, waving the flags and provoking each other, and it is like Green Street's hooligans behavior. And it's like, bruv, this it's not cute. It is war. It's a full-blown war, and people are acting like this is some kind of football game. Like the seriousness, I don't think people oh God, they understand the seriousness, but I don't like the whole what's happening around it. And then somebody would be like, okay, so how do you want people to react then? I mean, react however you want to react. I'm not here to tell anybody what's right or what's wrong. Do you understand? But I'm just saying, when you start to take something as serious as war, as people dying, losing their lives, and you start like flag this, flag that, side this, side that, and you know how threatening some of these people have been, like the rhetoric they are using towards each other, you know, rape this one, kill this one, murder this one, just because they support ta 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 ta. Like, it is madness. We can't normalize that. We just can't. We just cannot normalize that. And I'm just saying, like, from both sides, what I have noticed, like I seen, like, because I'm a lot on black Twitter, black TikTok, you know, so this is the videos that come up. And I'm just saying, oh my goodness gracious, like, it's a lot of black people that are a little bit like, okay, so where is our standpoint in this whole thing, you know? Because the Israelis, the Jewish people in Israel, they are not very fond of black people. Like, we have seen on the news how they talk and treat people from Ethiopia, Eritrea that comes there, immigrates there, like how they police brutality, basically the same as in United States. Do you understand? Towards black immigrants, so so-called black Israels. Do you understand? And then you have seen the other side, Palestine, Middle East and Arab people being known for their blatant out racism against the black community. But a lot of black people have been like, okay, like, this is not my issue, you know? And then you have other people that has been like, it is our issue. And they have their own little PowerPoint presentation of why this concerns us and all of this stuff. And I personally feel like I'm gonna be honest, I saw the video and this was a Palestinian woman that was talking, and she was specifically saying that, can you see now, she was talking to her own people, and she was saying like, do you see which people that are supporting us, that are standing there demonstrating and all of this stuff, and this is the same people that you will call Aswad, Maimoon, you know, like if one of your sons or daughters or something will marry or meet somebody like that, it will be like they will marry Iblis, basically. Do you understand? And now you start to understand how important allyship is, huh? Especially from the right groups of people, you know, that will literally like be on the front line and all of this stuff. Listen to this lady. I don't know where, I should have saved the video, but she was basically saying, you know, like, she understands why some black people don't want to participate in this whole thing whatsoever. Because like I said in another video, like when it comes to like the Jewish community, I said something in the forms of the only people that can really be anti-Semitic, you know, is white European people. Because I'm like, historically wise, Asian people has not done Jewish people anything. Not put them in concentration camps, not nothing. Black people have definitely not done anything to the Jewish community. The opposite. In the Holocaust, like somebody said, it was 12 million they got killed, they got murdered. Out of those 12 million, 6 million were Jewish people. The other 6 million that people don't talk about was black, disabled, gay, just anybody that wasn't so-called Aryan. Do you understand? Gypsies, Romani, do you understand? Nobody's talking about that. So I'm like, historically wise, it's like the same common dominator, the same perpetrator that these two groups have. Like if you zoom out and you see the puppet master hand, it is the European white man. I'm gonna be honest, huh? Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just saying. And now these people are fighting back and forth, and if you support this, then hell to you, your page is gone. If you support that, then come on, bruh. Come on. You even had a guy, he's a comedian, a Swedish guy. I think he has some roots in the Palestine, Middle East or something. And he spoke about this just a little bit. And he got so much backlash. So he was like, you know what? I'm usually a comedian. This is what I do. And I'm just going to go back to doing comedian stuff. Because like, you are damned if you do and you are damned if you don't. Because if he didn't say anything, they would be like, oh, shame on you, you know, you are Arab, you are Middle Eastern, and you don't even speak up, and da 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 da. But once he do speak up, then all of a sudden he's saying the wrong stuff, and it's like, you guys, you are never satisfied. The internet is never satisfied. So I'm just like, if you're gonna take a standpoint just because everybody else is doing it, or you wanna be part of a so-called herd or something like that, bruh, don't. And do it because you believe in humanity. That's it. So I did, I was supposed to do a video. Let me see if I can find it here. I was supposed to do a video about different mental illnesses, different social media behaviors. And I was trying to find a correlation with different mental states and mental illnesses, basically. Because I was like, you know, I'm a millennial, and I remember when internet, Facebook and all of that came out basically when I was a teenager, you know? So I know how we acted back in the days. Not to say that we are better or anything like that, but I'm just saying that you had a sense of like, that you felt like, I don't know how to say that, like you could be ashamed, like if you were too much on somebody's page, just snooping around, watching and stalking and stuff like that, like you felt some type of way, like you knew that this was wrong, this was weird, you understand? But nowadays, like it is so common, you know, that people will do the most weirdest, outrageous, cringiest stuff, and it is so normalized that people don't understand that some of these behaviors are really, really close to mental illnesses. Not to bash on people that are suffering from mental illnesses, but to say that, you know, when you start to normalize behaviors that people go to therapy for, trying to control and maneuver so they can have a normal day-to-day life, and you have people just like, fuck that shit, you know? Come on, it's weird. So my whole initial thought was that I wanted to do like a video about that, but it was gonna be long. I'm telling you, one of those 1.5 hours kind of. Let me see if I find it. Bruh. Oh, I think I threw it away. Oh crap. Yes, I threw it away. Yes, I threw it away. Okay, so let me see if I can remember a little bit at least, just summing it up. So I was basically saying, like, you know, like when you see somebody online, you don't know them, you have no person, like usually you have like 1 or 2 acquaintances that both of you guys know, you know? But let's say it's like somebody that you don't know at all, but you watch their content, their videos, for whatever reason, amusement, whatever, you watch them, you know? And you watch them so much that you now know where they're working, where they're going to school, and you decide that you're gonna start to show up to this person's place of work. Like either like it doesn't matter what type of like initial thought you have, like, oh, it's just I just want to see that person in action, or I want to disturb that person. No matter what, it is creepy. So I went down and I literally did my own Google search, and I was like, what is this close to, this behavior when people do this? And a lot of stuff that came up was like, it had to do like with narcissism, sociopath, borderline personality disorder, schizophrenia, just behavioral stuff. Do you understand? That was like, it's not normal behavior. Do you understand? To be on somebody's case that much, especially somebody that don't know you like that, to be so invested. So I gave a lot of stuff that we, as a collective, a lot of people do and say online, like behaviors that we do, and we don't find that strange because a lot of people are doing it and have been doing it for so long. And I just deep dive and was like, nah. This right here can get you on medication. This right here can get you locked up. Do you understand? Just because a lot of people are doing it or nobody's condoning it like that doesn't mean it's right. Or do you understand? Oh, bruv. I think it was like 15 different statements. 15 different statements. And I just like, one behavior and then I went in. No. We'll see. Maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. What will be dope, since I always say this, maybe I will do a video about this in the future. What would be dope is that one day I actually decide to just do all of the videos that I've been talking about doing in the so-called future. Just pulling the future a little bit closer to the present time. That would be dope. Yeah, like I said in another video, a lot of stuff that I talk about, a lot of stuff that I go through, or just happens around me. If you want to find answers, like it is like a new accusation, new something. If you want to find like answers, my standpoints or anything like that, I know people change, you know? Last year you were thinking a certain way, and now when you're a little bit older, wiser, more experienced, you are thinking different. Absolutely, that happens. But I'm just saying that when it comes to some stuff, it is so basic, you know? So I'm just like, just go back to my previous videos and you will basically find the answers there, you know? Don't take stuff out of context, because I'm very like, I'm so direct, bro, and I go so much into detail. So if you still misunderstand me, then you know what? Then it's a you problem. It is most definitely is a you problem. You know, I can only stand for what I'm saying, what I'm giving out, not for what you comprehend, unfortunately. Do you understand? So have that in mind.